Hey everybody, Mike Chastain here, talking to you from our beautiful home here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And the album's out, and as people have been listening to the songs, I get questions about the genesis. Where did this song come from? What was the idea behind that? So this series is to share some of the inspiration for each of the songs in my album here in Santa Fe, which you'll be able to listen to on Spotify. You can get a copy or download it off of the website MikeChastainmusic.com. So the album here in Santa Fe, and the very first song on the album is called I Hope. And I Hope started when I was working with a friend of mine, Mark Davey. He is a songwriter. He's a very, very good songwriter, very prolific. And we have been, especially a couple summers ago, we were getting together on a regular basis and working on songs. And he had written this song, and it had a line in it, the ancient trails between among the petroglyphs and cactus. And I loved that line. And so I borrowed it. And so the very first line of the song, I Hope, is the petroglyphs. The sunrise and the early bird brought me to my senses. It's a chilly wind this morning, not a cloud in the sky. Today I walk the ancient trails among the petroglyphs and cactus. And I hope I never have to die. So the first verse there is a cappella with just a little bit of strumming. And, the idea behind the song is to be, optimistic that there's so many wonderful things. I mean, walking the ancient trails among the petroglyphs and cactus, that's where I live. We're very fortunate. We have 10 acres. I've built a half-mile trail around the property, and we find not petroglyphs on our property. I haven't found any petroglyphs on our property, but we find pottery shards and really cool rocks, and we have an arroyo run through the property. Anyway, the point is that's one of my go-to places is to just walk around the property. There's such a good spirit here on this property. But if you notice and if you listen to the song carefully, what you're going to hear at the very beginning is a click, 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 click. And you'll hear that very same click, click, click at the end, which is to signify that, time's ticking, right? The clock is ticking. And so, I hope I never have to die, is sort of that plea. Things are pretty good. And the rest of the song, speaks to that topic, is that, while things didn't go the way I expected them to be, because that's the way I saw it on TV, that doesn't mean that it hasn't been a really wonderful ride for me. And, being here in Santa Fe and now being a singer-songwriter, who would have thunk? If you talk to my old ski patrol buddies, which is where I started playing music way back in the day on harmonica, I'm sure most of those guys are shaking their head going, nobody would have guessed that. But, creativity manifests itself in a lot of interesting ways. So anyway, that's the story behind I Hope. I hope you enjoy it. And just remember, be grateful for what you have, but be willing to work for what you want. All right, y'all. Take care. Bye.